I have a surprise for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who's in the booth with me? Nice hat, by the way. It is Bravo. He is the coach of Triggers Down. Congratulations.
Whoa.
Or no, Triggers Down. I am so
Jeez,
sorry.
man, you believe this guy?
Final boss. It happens. You know, you were known as the Triggers Down coach. Okay, don't start with me.
No, I appreciate it.
Don't start with me. But so, you know, Instinct just beat that team in 2.5 minutes on Capture Flag on Sanctuary. What has changed in this game, or in that game type, that it's so fast-paced now?
You know, it's just got to be sprint and the fact that you can really rely on those spawns and rocks and courtyard. I mean, I was completely at the other side of the venue. I couldn't believe the game was over, you know? I seriously, I ran over here to catch the second game with you, man.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the sprinting.
Yeah, exactly.
If only it was on, you know, reach, you wouldn't be out of breath. Even though you're not, because you're in impeccable shape.
Thank you, my man. All right,
so,
let's see what we're doing here.
So now, first off, I want to congratulate you guys on winning your pool. Big.
No.
What? What do you mean no?
No. This is the decider of this match right here, as to whether or not we win our pool.
This isn't? No, this is not. This is pool A.
Yeah, we're in pool A. Final boss.
Oh my. That is so right.
So we, just to give everyone an update, we lost 3-2 to Instinct, and then we 3-0'd everyone else in our pool, so that's Carbon, Straight, Classic. It's kind of crazy. We have like the Halo 2 grades in a pool. It's pretty cool. But luckily we 3-0'd all those teams. They were not all insanely easy matches, but we played really well, and we're really confident with how we're playing, so we're excited to hit bracket play.
So basically, if Instinct loses this match, you guys will win the pool?
Yeah, I think they would have to lose either 3-0 or 3-1. I think we would win the pool at that point. I mean, not something we're necessarily counting on. I didn't think Classic was particularly strong last night. They seemed they got off their game really easily, and obviously Instinct is off to quite a start both with this game and the last. But I guess let's take a look at this Countdown Slayer, man.
Yeah, so here we go, as Instinct has double the kills of Classic. And really, you know, you've played both of these teams so far in pool play. What did you notice from Instinct in that match on Friday? I mean, it was chaotic.
It was.
All right,
Absolutely.
And you guys forced the game 5. You guys actually beat them in CTF on Sanctuary, which they beat Classic in 2.5 minutes. So what did you really do to defeat them?
Well, to be honest, I think we approached the game type with an objective sense, and anyone who looked at the post-game stats would have noticed that, you know, Instinct, they really outslayed us. I think we actually had 3 of our players negative. I mean, even if it's just -1, we were definitely outslayed that game. And we kind of just, if we had one guy alive in our back rocks, we made sure that guy stayed alive, and it's really hard to run a flag when you can't kill that last guy. So I think we just had our timing right, and the games that we did win, actually, we were proud to say we had control in.
Oh.
Those weren't too chaotic. That would have been ridiculous on straight sick.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Depressing. Yeah. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, so, I mean, right now I have to take a look at Instinct screens and also the indicators on straight sick screen right now. You see that it's really a battle for top control, and right now Instinct has 2 guys up top, and straight sick looking away there. He thought he had the kill there.
Well, that is going to be a huge momentum swing for Roy, the last player you really want to have heated up. I mean, really, this entire team, when they catch fire, are going to destroy. But, you know, really, Instinct is all about this top control, and then it seems as though Ogre 2 likes to come from behind and really just try to catch you on a flank. How do you stop that setup? You know, like, when they have top control, how do you break that down?
It is definitely tough. I mean, and especially, I think Instinct, as you saw at the start of the game, what both teams are really trying to do is control the radios up top on the vents, because if you have those, you have a lot of options, a lot of angles to shoot from. It's also very hard to lift up a vent or charge through a street door. So with Ogre 2 flanking, what that allows Instinct to do is kind of push any advantage that Ogre 2 is able to get. And if he doesn't get an advantage, he can just come back to top. So it's, I mean, it's one of the strongest setups that's in Halo Reach right now. And honestly, to break it, you also just have to push the advantage on offense. So you want to get guys around top health if Ogre 2's not there. And once you get a guy weak in the radio, you can probably send a guy up a vent. And it's really just about pushing the advantage. You see right here, Prototype trying to lift up and jetpacking up. And it's generally a good play, but Ogre 2 was not weak, and he also had a plasma pistol. So very difficult to push that there. So it's kind of, you just have to play super patient. And once again, we go back to what I started to talk about yesterday. It's just discipline. And, I mean, a lot of players just want to jetpack up or just sprint up or run up a vent and try to become a hero. But if you don't play with discipline at this level, especially against a team like Instinct, you know, you're not going to get that lead back.
Yeah, well, they have a 13-kill lead here as Chig and all the members are really just spread apart. Finally, Prototype and Straight Sick will work together, and they will be able to take out 2 members of Instinct. Pistola is hiding at the jetpack, and Roy now is coming to help him on the level 3. And Chig and the rest of the Classic squad are doing a good job at controlling top. You see Russo and Chig will be controlling the vent of Instincts, and then you have Straight Sick and Prototype controlling theirs. So they actually don't want anything to do with Overshield. Now, that's kind of surprising to me, Bravo. I feel like the Overshield actually is very useful on this game type.
Yeah, right there. I mean, ideally what they would want to do is kind of pressure it from the top. Instinct was all top health, so that means they're essentially waiting for someone to lift out. So what they could have done there is push both street doors, and once they were distracted, maybe lifted out one or two of the tri-lifts. Which would have probably been a good play, and they wanted to contest Overshield. Unfortunately, I think it was on their mind a little bit late, and they already had Snipe in the on the radio. So what they were trying to do is just kind of hold top control. And Instinct, of course, had the luxury of just waiting. If they did push, worst comes to worst, they still have a 6-kill lead or so. So once again, it's a really tough situation for Classic here to be able to play patiently and wait for these next Rockets and Sniper. They're going to be coming up in 9-10.
Both teams are taking different sides of the top control. We see as Instinct is set up all on the health pack side, all members of Classic on the radio side. This is a huge standoff. Keep in mind, though, in the position that Classic's in, they will be able to get the Rockets. On the position that Instinct's in, they will get the Overshield and the Sniper. So who really wins that battle here as we see Instincts go in for desperate charges when they have the lead?
Yeah, the game is actually, it's coming much closer. And what happens right here is Classic needs to focus on Snipe, make sure they don't grab it. And Classics already has one in their hand, so they're going to be able to try to pin Lunchbox off this, and they're going to try to be grabbing Rockets right here. And it looks like Shake is taken out just as he tries to grab those. So essentially, in this situation, to answer your question, Scott, that Rockets are the absolute number one priority, but it's difficult because you're focusing on a cross-map battle, and you're only on the mid-level of the map. I think the way that the weapons fall at that time, at that 9-minute mark, and also whenever the 3-minute mark meets the 2-minute mark, I think it's a really interesting power struggle because it's Countdown, in my opinion, is very well balanced.
Yeah, it definitely comes into a positioning, so which team is in a better position to grab which power weapon, but you also have to be open-minded about that. And Straight Sick picked up the double kill, but Pistola still managed to take him out. They still hold on to this 8-kill lead. No matter how hard Classic is trying, they just cannot close this lead. Yeah. Roy now is picking up the Rockets. Ogre 2 has vent control. Pistola is level 2, and Lunchbox is chasing down a kill bottom.
And Lunchbox also just picked up that Overshield that both teams, or maybe not Instinct, but looks like Classic had at least forgotten about because it was up for a little bit of time. So they have gained control of the weapons and also the lead by quite a few more kills right now. So I'd say that entire situation absolutely went in their favor.
Yeah, and this map has really become chaotic to cast. I think I prefer casting the stalemates. Because right now, all 4 members of each team are doing different things, pushing different sides. It's really hard to kind of follow, in all honesty.
Oh, it is. And with a team like Instinct, you can bet. Nice stick there from Roy to take him out. With a team like Instinct, you can bet that it's pretty organized in their heads. But a lot of teams, to be honest, are still playing Countdown in a very chaotic way. And they're going to easily take this with just a few trades of power. But you see, Instinct, they kept their priorities. When Overshield was coming up, they held outside. And to be honest, even if Overshield wasn't coming up that whole time, they could have definitely just held outside with a huge lead.
Absolutely. So taking a look at the stats here, Instinct's going to go up 2-0 on Fnatic Classic. And he is going to be joining the party, so I can't see it. And that is going to be 16-10 for Pistola, 14-10 for Roy. Lunchbox right there. Just look at Lunchbox assists, just being such a team player.
Yeah.
He just really doesn't get enough credit from the crowd.
Yeah, no, he's actually was looking up some pro player awards over the past few years just to see how they have panned out since the 2008, see how the pro player awards look. And Lunchbox has a handful of underrated top 3s voted by his peers, and I think that's absolutely spot on. He's, and if you look at Roy, he has tons of MVP, best BR, best shot, all this stuff, and also most valuable player. And it's absolutely true that I think Roy would say for himself that he couldn't do it without Lunch. They've been teaming for so long, and the duo is pretty strong.
Yeah, yep. So game number 3 will be taking place after this commercial break. We will be going to Team King on Oasis.